Good morning, children. We have done models part 1, in which I taught you about the use of can, could, may, and might, and now it's turn to do models part 2. You know the definition of models, children, and if you don't know, see my video on models, that is models part 1. For that, subscribe my channel and go through the video. Now let's start models. Models are 13 altogether. We have talked about that in earlier video. They are can, could, may, might, would, should, will, shall, must, dare, need, ought to, and used to. Okay, children, and we have already done can, could, may, and might. Everything about these four. Now we will do the rest. Uses of different models. Let's do fifth number, would. Now where we use would, as you know that models are auxiliary or helping verb, where we use would to show past habit and unreal condition. In conditional sentences, when we are talking about past conditions or past habit, we use would, and to make polite request, we use this word. Let's see some example for that. He would go for morning walk. Means before he would go. Now he is not going. That's why it is his past habit, not present habit. Second sentence, if I were a bird, I would fly. This is an unreal condition. This is a conditional sentence, you know it, but unreal condition. Unreal condition means it can't be true. I am not a bird. If I were a bird, if it might be possible that I were a bird, I would fly, but it is not true. I am not a bird, I am a person, and I am not flying. So this type of sentence comes in unreal condition, and we use would for that. Third sentence we will take is, would you give me your pen? And this is a polite request, you can see that. Now the next word, should and ought to. Both words we use, means both models we use in same condition. To give some suggestions, advice, if we have to show some obligation, we have to express duty, or we have to give some polite command, or to show probability, we use should and ought to. Let's see some example for that. The police should protect us. Here should is showing a sense of duty, means it is the policeman's duty that he should protect us. You should respect your parents. You should respect. This is the suggestion that you should respect your parents. You ought to follow road rules. You ought to follow road rules means it is necessary for you, and so it's my advice to you that you ought to follow road rules. Means it means you can say that you should follow road rules. Both words will be correct here. You should play the game fairly, and this is a polite command that don't cheat in the game. You should play the game fairly, honestly. She should be in the library. This is probability. I don't know where she is, but probable means it's probability that perhaps she should be in the library. In these sentences, you can see, children, we can use should and ought to. Now the next word, will and shall. Generally, we use them in conditional sentences and in giving threats. For giving threats, we also use will and shall. How? Let's see. If it rains, I shall or I will. Both are correct. Stay at home. If it rains, I will stay at home. Or if it rains, I will take my umbrella. This is a conditional sentence. If it happens, then I will do that. If the condition will be like that, I will do that. Okay, children? We use shall and will here. And let's see second sentence. You have broken my toy, I will thrash you. This is a clear threat. You have broken my toy, I will thrash you means I will beat you. You have broken it, I will beat you. Wait. This is a clear threat. Now let's see the use of must. To show necessity, we use must. You must follow rules in the school. Means it is necessary for you to follow the rules in the school. You have no other option, no other choice. Used to. If you are habituated to something, we will use used to. For example, I am used to sleeping on the cot. Means it's my habit that I generally sleep on the cot. I am used to see cartoons. It's my habit to see cartoons. Used to, habituated. And two models, dare and need, are some special thing also. Means more special. These two are more special than rest of the models. What is special thing about them? These are semi models. Semi models means we can use these two as models or as main verbs, both. Okay? Dare. You know the meaning of dare, have the courage to do something. But when we will use dare as models, we use dare in negative and interrogative sentences only. And if we use dare in affirmative, means not negative, affirmative sentence. Assertive sentence has two types, you know it, affirmative and negative. If we use dare in affirmative sentence, then it means that it is main verb. Okay, let's see how. You dare not say that. You can see here, children, that dare is models here. How? Because the main verb is say, not dare. And in second sentence, dare I ask what is happening? This is interrogative, and again ask is main verb, not dare. And you know it very well that models are helping verb, not main verb. And how we can use dare as a main verb? I dare to do that. If we will use dare with to, means with infinitive, it will become main verb. Now let's see need. Same conditions as dare, we have already discussed it. Now let's see some example for more clearing. I need not go. Need also we will use in negative and interrogative as models. And you can see here that I need not go, this sentence is negative. and need is modal here because go is the main verb. And in second sentence, need I go there is an interrogative sentence and go is main verb. But if we will write I need the book, in this sentence need is the main verb. Okay children, hope you understood all models very well. If you like this video and find it helpful, subscribe my channel, like it, comment on it, share it with your friends and don't forget to press the bell icon. Okay children, thank you.